who should be impartial in receiving the evidence from both parties.
So,
And then,
nilihim po nila sa...
yung pong pangalawang level, this is the appeal level. Diyan po pumapasok ang Office of the Secretary. On appeal lamang po ang aming jurisdiction with respect to cases filed during the preliminary investigation. At the time na pumutok po ito, prematurely, wala pa po, hindi pa po maabot yan sa Office of the Secretary of Justice. As a matter of fact, the motion for reconsideration filed by the CIDG was not even resolved yet, and the Office of the Secretary has not yet exercised his power under the automatic review.
Pero sir, given po na big-time drug personality po si Kerwin, wala po ba kayong extrang pagtutok dun sa kaso niya at nalusutan po kayo nung December resolution ng NPS?
Actually, hindi mo naman masasabing nalusutan. Hindi pa nga dumarating sa akin eh. Kung yan ay dumating na sa akin ng appeal o kaya nag-exercise na ako on a automatic review, kasi kung may pending motion for reconsideration, the motion for reconsideration and the CIDG filed a thick motion for reconsideration, there is a possibility that the panel could have reversed itself. Pag ni-reverse niya ng panel, wala nang automatic review because automatic review will only come into play kung nagkaroon ng dismissal. But supposing, while reviewing the case, ni-resolve ang motion for reconsideration favorably in favor of the CIDG, then there's no more need for automatic review because the case will be ordered filed.
Pero just the same po, hindi po pinaalam sa inyo na dinismiss po ng NPS yung kaso ni Kerwin?
Pinaalam nga sa amin, but sa March 12, February 12, I think, nang dalhin niya sa aming sa Office of the Secretary. Ang Office of the Secretary, hindi lamang po isang kwan yun, hindi lamang po isang mesa. Bago yung dumating personally sa akin, marami pong dadaanan yan, iraraffle yan. So, at the time, it was, and besides, hindi aaktuhan ng Office of the Secretary ang automatic review because there is still a pending motion for reconsideration by the CIDG.
Okay, so basahin ko lang question ni Pia Reñada ng Rappler. What is the value of keeping Kerwin Espinosa in the WPP if the CIDG is saying he's changing statement? Why did you not answer the CIDG in September 2017 when they raised this issue to you? And
who raised the issue?
CIDG, sir. Why did you not answer the CIDG in September 2017 when they raised...
Magdagkamali po ang CIDG dyan. When the CIDG wrote me asking that Kerwin be taken out of the WPP, ay mali po ang premise. Ang akala po ng CIDG is that in this case of Kerwin and Peter Lim, ay nasa WPP si Kerwin. Hindi po. Wala po siya sa WPP. Nandun po siya under WPP doon sa kaso ni Senator De Lima. Okay. Kaya po magkaiba po yun eh. So, kaya nagkamali po ng premise ang sulat ng CIDG.
Second question ni Pia Reñada ng Rappler. You said the prosecutors were constrained to the weak case the CIDG filed versus Peter Lim, Peter Co, and Kerwin, but isn't it true that DOJ can be more proactive? Like, why not use the NBI? In Atio's case, you offered WPP to fratmen until you found your key witness. In PDAF scam, you're giving state protection to the alleged mastermind. Why not be as aggressive in the drugs cases?
Yun nga po ang sinasabi ko. Under the scheme of things now, the National Prosecution Service has some sort of autonomy or independence from the Office of the Secretary. Tingnan po ninyo ito. If you as prosecutor is the one hearing the case, tapos sinabi mo dun sa and you are supposed to be impartial, and then since you are supposed to be impartial, then your duty is just to receive evidence. Katulad nung sabi nga ni Judge Reyes, the panel of prosecutors has no obligation to gather evidence for you. It is the obligation of the parties or of the respective lawyers to gather the evidence and submit it. Kaya nga po yung lahat ng mga lahat ng mga news, pati yung mga social media, ay sinasabi, bakit naman dinismiss ng DOJ ito? Samantalang alam ng lahat na itong si Kerwin ay mayroon ng admission sa Senate hearing. Katulad po ng pag yan ay sinabi ng any of the prosecutors, ay ang ibig po sabihin niyan, kumikiling when he is supposed to be impartial. Kumikiling siya sa isang party. O kaya naman kung hindi niya sabihin and is going to consider that in back of his mind, then it is very unfair to the other because you are considering an evidence which is not known to the other party. Kaya it is only when this evidence are submitted to the panel that and this evidence are the ones to be considered. Pag hindi po nyo sinubmit yan, talaga pong baka hindi makonsider yan. Because hindi mo naman may expect, maaaring hindi naman alam ng mga talagang alam ng mga prosecutor. Hindi sila nakikinig during the Senate hearing. But ito inadmit na rin po ito ni General Bato kahapon. I think that talagang nagkulang. Inadmit nila na talagang hindi nila isubmit. One of the most important evidence yung admission. Kung yan po ay na-submit nila, then there will be corroboration on the part, corroboration of evidence dun yung kay Adorco at saka itong kay Kerwin, and pag may corroboration and it is admitted, then that admission might be sufficient to have tilted the balance in favor of the prosecution. But of course, we do not need, hindi yan ang nangyari. And so what I did, even before yesterday, last week, I said that the prosecution still has the chance to strengthen its evidence by securing a copy of the transcript of stenographic notes and submitting it to the panel. Now, para maging simple ang process, and kasi may nakapending motion for consideration, in-issue ko po yung DO ko kahapon na sinabi ko, the dismissal of the panel is now vacated and the case is remanded back to the new prosecutors that I've appointed, and the parties are free and required to submit all their evidence in support of their position. The motion for reconsideration pending is now deemed moot. Yan po ang status natin ngayon.
Joseph Morong.
Just to follow up on your train of thought, sir. So the complaint that hahawakan ng bago niyong panel will be what? The CIDG still?
The same case.
The same
But
complaint.
pwede na magdagdag ang bawat isa sa kanila, ang the two parties, their evidence, submit nila yung mga hindi nila na-submit, katulad niyang
Senate testimony.
sa admission sa Senate hearing, submit nila yung sinasabi natin dito na mga travel records nila. Travel records of Peter Lim, kasi may sinasabi si Adorco doon na nag-meet sila sa sa Bangkok. O I don't know kung Peter Lim or Peter Ko. And yung hospitalization record ni Peter Ko. Yan pwede lang submit yan ngayon. Now that the presentation of evidence is now again open.
So technically, sir, back to zero tayo, no? And you
Hindi naman back to zero kasi yung lahat ng nandyan pa rin. Dagdagan lang.
Okay. So sir, yung panel na create ninyo na supposedly magre-review noong Reyes na resolution, sila na yung magkakandak ng panibagong preliminary investigation. Is that correct?
That's right.
All right.
The continuation. Sila na magkakandak ng continuation.
Continuation. So it's as if you said walang nangyaring Reyes resolution, yes?
Hindi naman. Nandun yung, you could not remove it. But it is now being reviewed. The Reyes resolution is still there. But I have created a new panel to for the purpose of reviewing that resolution and for the purpose for giving the parties a chance to submit additional evidence in support of their respective positions.
Is it a review, sir, of the Reyes resolution or a new preliminary investigation by
It's
a
a review.
second panel?
It's not a new. It's a review.
Review, okay, claro. Sir, why did you decide this way?
Well, because of the, you know what happened here, because of the premature declaration that this has been dismissed, the premature publication that this has been dismissed, when in fact it has not been dismissed, at is still subject to motion for reconsideration, is still subject to petition for review. I have to make this DO so that everybody will be given a chance to submit the respective evidence, kaya para for the purpose of giving all the parties a chance to strengthen their evidence, both the prosecution and the defense.
Sir,
I think that's fair enough.
hindi naman, sir, because of the public backlash.
Yun nga sinasabi ko because of the uproar, nationwide uproar.
Okay, tinaman.
Actually,
I'm sorry.
yun nga, because of this backlash, kaya nga pinaimbestigahan ko pati yung aking mga prosecutor. Di na involved dito. But of course, yung iba, yung karamihan sa kanila, naging nakit sa akin. Paano raw sila? Ganun ba, Secretary, na pag kami ay nag-issue ng ganitong resolution, ay palagi kaming paimbestigan? Naiintindihan ko yung where they're coming from. But they should also understand that because of the backlash caused by some people with ill motives coupled with politics, nagkaroon po ng hindi magandang perception ng public dito sa issue ito.
Alright, sir, what did the President tell you about this?
Ang sabi sa akin ng Presidente, then dapat while the rules are there, you must, your department has also to feel the pulse of the people. Tulad ng sinasabi ninyo that in this kind of cases malaki, so that hindi mangyari ito. But of course, the President was speaking, then akala niya tapos na yung kaso, hindi pa naman tapos yung kaso. We have not yet finished. So nobody could say that this has been finally dismissed.
So without the public uproar, sir, Kerwin would not have been judged as a drug peddler, as a drug lord?
Hindi mo masabi yan because it's still going to me on automatic review.
Okay.
I could have done the same thing once it reached me.
Okay. Alright,
Okay,
sir.
thank you, Joseph. Tina Mendez?
Sir, good afternoon. Sir, pardon me for saying, pero para kasing deja vu, last year you also ordered a review on the case of Colonel Ferdinand Marcelino. Tapos this involves 300 million worth of shabu na dismissed din. Tapos the PNP, many PNP officials who are at the forefront of the drug campaign of the President have also been very expressing na dismayed sila. So, anong assurance natin na with this case naman, in Kerwin Espinasa's case, mababantayan ang kaso ng DOJ? Kasi it's twice na sa PNP na parang feeling nila, ang lalaki ng operations namin, we get the blame for alleged extrajudicial killings, pero pagdating sa sa DOJ na didismiss, palpak ba talaga sila magbigay ng ebidensya or ano, sir?
Actually, hindi naman ganoon Kasi unang-una, anong nangyari doon sa kay Colonel Marcelino? Is it correct? Yung unang question dyan ay, tama ba ang nangyari o hindi? Kung hindi tama nangyari, did anybody appeal the resolution? Anong nangyari sa appeal? So, hindi porke nangyari ito ngayon, ganun na rin ang nangyari kay Marcelino. Katulad halimbawa, nung 6.4 billion ng smuggling case sa drugs dito sa na-final sa Valenzuela. Tataka yung mga senador because they have been holding hearing for that drug case o for that smuggling case for siguro more than 1 month, di ba? Napakatagal, napakaraming hearing yan. Bakit daw wala kahit isang customs man na isama? Sabi ko, ang sabi ng mga aming prosecutor, anong sasama namin? Ilan naman kayong ebidensya? Did you know that the complaint filed by PIDEA is only 29 pages while mahigit na isang buwan itong pinagtatalunan dyan sa Senado? At may sinasabi naman sila doon na pati itong mga senador na ito nagtatanong kung bakit walang na-file na customs man. Ang sabi ko doon, nung mangyari yon, sabi ko, PIDEA, I think I called the PIDEA, mayroon pa kayong chance para palakasin ninyo yung itong ebidensya niyo. In the same manner, ganito rin ginawa ko dito. Anong ginawa? Despite my appeal to the PIDEA, na palakasin nila yung kaso. Wala naman silang dinagdag na ebidensya. So wala talagang mangyaring ididemandang customs people kung meron silang ebidensya. Kaya walang na-demanda eh. Pero talagang sa totoo lang, this was also a subject of the House investigation. Anong nangyari sa House investigation? Wala ding findings kahit isang customs man na dapat isama. As a matter of fact, if I remember right, parang although I have not read the committee report, ang nakalagay doon, possibly lamang daw pwedeng guilty yung some of these law enforcers of planting of evidence. Walang sinasabing smuggling of anything. Kaya anong ginawa ko? Sabi ng RTC ng Valenzuela, this case should be dismissed because this case should have been filed at the RTC of Manila. Kasi smuggling ito eh. Once this has been received by the customs, tapos ng smuggling. So, wala na kaming jurisdiction dito. Sabi ko dun sa NPS, kasi hindi naman dumaan to sa akin eh. Yung sa aking National Prosecution Service. Parang tama ka ako si Judge eh. Bilisan ninyo. Ilipat ninyo yung smuggling. Talagang smuggling, dapat tapos na yun sa RTC ng Manila. So, nag-file sila. In-accept ng Manila. Nagkaroon ng warrant of arrest doon sa mga pending, doon sa mga dating mga akusado. Pagkatapos, sinabi ko na mag-file pa tayo ng isang kaso sa Valenzuela ulit. Anong kaso? Transporting of illegal drugs. Tinanggap din po yan ng Valenzuela at nag-issue rin po ng new warrant of arrest. So, sa halip na isang case lang nito, nang i-dismiss yan ng DOJ, naging dalawa na po ang kaso, parehong non-bailable.
Okay, still on Kerwin, Virgil, GMA Online. Microphone, please. Nasaan ang microphone?
Sir, regarding your order for the NBI to investigate Judge Reyes, Fiscal Humarang, and even their bosses sa NPS, shouldn't there be a presumption of regularity on the part of these prosecutors? Kasi they only depend their resolution dun sa kung anong ebidensya na present before them.
Tama ka. Kaya nga sabi ko dito, naunawaan ko yung aking mga prosecutors. Kaya nung sabihin nila sa akin na hindi maganda ang ginawa ko, naunawaan ko talaga sila. Kapag there must be always a presumption of regularity in the performance of duties of government officials.
Sir, with your order...
At yung presumption na yan should be made applicable here.
Okay. Sir, kasi parang inutusan yung panel nila, at sila JP Navera pa sa sir, itong bagong panel.
Ito yung bago.
Okay. Na i-review yung resolution created by the Reyes panel. Sir, i-stop nyo na ba yung investigation against them? Dun sa mga prosecutors na nag-dismiss?
What's your question?
Ayun nga sir, parang since you ordered na parang to vacate or whatever yung dismissal, does this mean na yung order nyo for the NBI to investigate these prosecutors for possible malfeasance or whatever, stop na ba yun?
No,
or,
it continue.
It will continue. Okay sir.
Okay, on Kerwin, still on Kerwin? Rose Novenario?
Ay, sir, last na lang po. Sir, ano po yung dahilan ba't kailangan i-release yung mga drug suspects po habang may sinasailalim sa automatic review yung mga kaso nila? Bakit po may ganong...
Unang-una po, nung una, mayroong yung DOJ circular panahon pa ata ni Secretary de Lima ito. Pag ikaw ay may drugs case at mayroong automatic review, hindi ka muna marirelease. At hanggang hindi sinasabi dito sa automatic review that you are absolved of any liability. Tapos, nakuha po yun. Kasi masyadong maraming yung isa hindi na-release while automatic review hanggang sa namatay, no? Merong isang kwan dyan. Ano? Tapos, ang ginawa niya, parang medyo binawasan nyo ng harshness. Ginawa lang 90 days. So, pag hindi na-resolve ang automatic review, na file lang ka, then after 90 days, you should be released. Yun yung pangalawang revision. Ito yung pangatlo. This revision, itong Department Circular number 004, January 4, 2017, ito yung ginawa ko. Ang sabi ng Supreme Court, this is the correct procedure. Kasi, dinismiss mo na. What's the reason why you are holding him to it? Ngayon, kung halimbawa naman sa automatic review, sinabi ko na, hindi, may findings dito, dapat ma-file to. Then, dapat arestuhin ka. Pero, while this is undergoing automatic review, dapat i-release ka.
Kasi po, pag halimbawang sa resulta ng automatic review, ano pala, may probable cause po pala. Paano kung nakatakas na yung suspect? Saan pa po natin hanapin siya?
Dun sa, kaya nga nagkaroon ng automatic review, ibig sabihin dinismiss. Pag ibig sabihin dinismiss, ibig sabihin walang findings of probable cause. Ngayon, sa automatic review, halimbawa, walang ang findings of probable cause, you should be immediately released. Pero, sa automatic review, halimbawa, after my automatic review, nakakita ko ng findings of probable cause, paparesto ka. If a file yung case, you will be arrested.
Habang may
Ang
automatic...
yan, pinagtalunan ng mahigpit yan Supreme Court. It's only about, I think, 3 months ago. Bisitahin ng Supreme Court at sinabid ng Supreme Court, tama itong kay Secretary Aguirre. Of the 3.
Okay, last two on Corwin. Belia Carriazo. Microphone, Ina, please.
Sir, almost 2 years na po yung campaign natin against drugs. Parang lumalabas ang PNP nagbibigay ng mga statistics, but apparently puro mga pushers and users yung mga nakakasuhan. Masasabi nyo ba na successful nga kung ganitong yung mga cases against suspected drug lords hindi umaabot man lang sa i-filing ng case sa courts?
You are referring to this case? Actually, di ba, matagal na naman itong kaso, itong war on drugs ng ating Pangulo. At hindi mo sabi na ito'y puro lamang doon sa maliliit. Kung hindi, tingnan ninyo yung mga nakasuhan. Yung mga mga taga Aguirre, Leyte, yung mga taga Iloilo, sino ba, Mabilog, I think nakasuhan, but he is now in Canada. I don't know kung mayroon ng kaso. But hindi naman totoo na wala nakakasuhan malaki. As a matter of fact, di ba, meron diyang isang galing din sa Leyte na nakipagbarilan when he went, dun may sinakyan siyang bangka. So, hindi po totoo na sa mga maliit lamang. Nalilimutan lang natin yung ating mga malaki, yung mga pulis, mga na tinanggal na ating Pangulo. Hindi ba malaki yan?
Sir, hindi sila malalaki, sir. Kasi ang lang sila, sir, part lang sila ng mga galamay. Kasi, sir, kasi ang nangyayari ngayon, kailangan pang makialam ni Pangulo para lang matuloy itong kaso against Kerwin Espinosa, against Peter Lim and other drug lords, di ba? Kung talagang malakas yung ebidensya ng police, bakit kailangan pa makialam ng Pangulo para lang
Una-una, sa tanong mo, kailangan ba makialam Pangulo? Hindi na kailangan. Kasi on my level, hindi nila lampas yung mga ganong klase.
Pero nakialam na nga, sir, di ba? Kaya may review, sir.
Nakialam siya in a sense na yun nga, yung nagkwan siya ng sense ng displeasure. But, kinakailangan bang makialam pa ng Pangulo para makorek ito? Hindi na kailangan. As a matter of fact, I corrected this already. Ngayon, kahapon.
Okay, last on Kerwin. Tatlo pa on Kerwin. Alvin Baltasar, Joseph, and Rose. Last na yan, last 3.
Secretary, magandang hapon po.
Good afternoon.
Sir, doon sa bagong binuong panel, meron ba tayong ide-dedicate na fiscal na constantly makikipag-coordinate doon, halimbawa sa CIDG, at ibang hahawak doon sa prosecution na magde-determine ng probable cause.
Yan ngayon ang ginagawa ko kasi parang yan ang kinakailangan eh. Kasi meron dalawang bill, isa sa Senate, isa sa House. Pareho lang sila na nagsasabi na dapat meron ng naka-embed na isang prosecutor o isang abogado ang lahat during their time of investigation. Sapagkat katulad na ito'y ginagawa natin sa Amerika, yung sa DA nila, district attorney, meron po silang isinasama sa mga police investigation na nag-guide sa mga police because many of them are not lawyers. But katulad na limbawa nitong nangyari dito kay Kerwin sa CIDG, kung meron tong isang abogado na nagsasabi na talagang nag-aantabay sa kanila at tutulong sa kanila, I'm sure that that's so basic evidence of getting a certified true copy of the transcript, stenographic notes from the Senate, hindi makakaligtas yun. Sasabihin niya, oy, Chief, kulang pa tayo ng transcript, stenographic notes. O kaya, kulang pa tayo ng mga records nitong mga ito, travel records ng mga ito. Very easy to get it from the Bureau of Immigration. O kaya, yung hospital records of some of the accused. Madaling kunin yan sa Bucor.
Okay,
but hindi pa nangyayari sa atin dito. As a matter of fact, when we have a conference, parang ayaw ng mga police agencies natin na meron silang kasamang abogado.
Okay, thank you, Alvin. Joseph, microphone please. Oh. Last two na to ng Kerwin.
Sir, okay, so klaro na while under review, sa question ni Rose, they can be released. No? But ang question ko, sir, is anong basis for detaining Kerwin again at this point?
Well, may kaso siyang iba eh.
Okay. What is that again? Sorry, I'm not...
I am not familiar to it, but I believe that the case in Metro Manila is Manila, RTC Manila.
So, as far as Kerwin is concerned, he cannot be released under... while you're going na...
That's correct.
Alright, sige, yun na, sir.
Okay.
Sir, last na lang po. Sa iba pong drug personalities, pag na-release po sila kahit under automatic review, magkakaroon po ba ilalagay nyo sa lookout bulletin ng Bureau of Immigration para hindi sila makalabas?
Kung kinakailangan, depende kasi kung halimbawa, tapos na ako ng automatic review and I released him because there's no probable cause. Siguro hindi ko nilalagay yun sa...
pag habang ongoing pa po yung automatic review.
Pwede pa yun. Pwede.
Ilalagay nyo po sa lookout bulletin.
Opo.
Okay.
Thank you. Ina, other issue?
Other issue na, sir. Hi.
Opo.
Sir, I want to get your side on the recent posts of Cebu Mayor Tommy Osmeña. He's saying that he's eyeing or he's planning to file graft charges against you for allegedly meddling in the tax evasion cases the local government filed against SM and BDO.
I am not meddling. I'm exercising my power as a Secretary of Justice. And ang problema kay Mayor Osmeña, palagi niya sinasabi, sigurado ako nyo, tumanggap ng pera yan si Secretary Aguirre. Nasaan ang ebidensya niya? Ako magpa-file sa kanya ng kaso. And ako magpa-file sa kanya ng kaso.
Anong kaso, sir?
Alalaman ninyo.
Sir, he's been citing this, yung department order ninyo, basically replacing the Cebu prosecutor initially handling the BDO case with a Manila-based prosecutor. Can you give us a reason why you made that move?
Well, may under napaka-broad ng power ng Secretary of Justice. In the interest of national security or to prevent miscarriage of justice. Yung dalawang yan ang yan ang paghuhugutan ko pag ginawa ko yung aking the power to transfer or the power to get the cases. In this case, alam naman ninyo that in Cebu, napakahigpit ng labanan ng Office of the Mayor and ng SM. Kaya, they are, yung isang grupo dyan is saying that some of the prosecutors are under the influence of some local officials. Kaya, let him file a case. There's no problem with it.
Sir, President Duterte has repeatedly said that he won't tolerate a whiff of corruption. Does this issue worry you? Do you feel the need to maybe talk to the President about this, especially now when the President is said to be thinking about changing some members of his cabinet?
There's no, in my talk to him, there's no such, I could not feel any that feeling of whiff of corruption as perceived by him.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Last two na tayo kay Secretary Aguirre, Laila Salaveria, and Joseph Moro.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir,
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Could you detail to us what exactly prompted you to allow Janet Napoles to be a provisional entry in the WPP? What exactly did she offer you?
Janet Napoles, through her relatives and through her lawyer, approached the Department of Justice saying that Janet Napoles is now ready to tell everything what she knows about the PDAP scam. So, and initially, he said that he is going to execute an affidavit and other affidavits later. So we accepted it, and she requested that he be put under the provisional coverage of the WPP. We agreed to it. But I said to the lawyer, it is your duty to get Janet Napoles out of the Taguig jail, and you should file the appropriate motion before the divisions of the Sandigan Bayan. So, yun nga ang gusto niya kasi is that meron siya kasing there's another opinion that as long as once you are covered under the WPP, the prisoner or the applicant, in this case Napoles, could be taken out already of the Taguig detention cell because of the threat to her life, and be put under the safety of a safe house outside of the Taguig jail. So parang hindi ako pumayag kay Attorney Stephen David. Sumulat siya sa akin ng ganun. Sabi ko, ibang aking opinion eh. At sabi ko, kinakailangan natin ng favorable order from the three divisions of the Sandigan Bayan where the cases of Janet's pending. So parang sa iba rin ang kanyang pananaw. So he asked the Executive Secretary Medellea kung pwedeng parang baliktarin yung akin, but the Executive Secretary and have the same position. As a matter of fact, just this morning, si SDS ay ganun din ang opinion. Pero ibang opinion ni Attorney David na sabi ko, that's a novel interpretation of the WPP, but I'm willing to study it. Titingnan ko kung talagang pwede rin. I have an open mind. Pwede naman talagang ako ang mali o siya ang tama eh.
Sir, sorry, pakilinaw. Sir, did Attorney David consult both you and ES Medialdea?
Sa akin muna, kasi sa akin, I believe that when the President was asked about this, sinabi niya, ay bahala na si Bit dyan. So, ako nang talagang nag-manage niyang itong process na yan, and one of which is I extended a provisional coverage of the WPP too. Ngayon, gusto niyang i-appeal kay ES Medialdea, pareho lang kaming opinion. Sabi namin, file mo na lang yan at bahala na yung Sandigan. So, yun ang ginawa ni Attorney Stephen.
Sir, you mean, was there a meeting between you, ES, and...
Was there?
What did ES tell you, sir?
Ganun, na magkaharap kami.
Kayong tatlo, sir?
Ganun din ang opinion ko. It's better that you file the case or file the motion, the appropriate motion before the Sandigan Bayan.
Joseph, use the microphone. Thank you.
When was the meeting, sir? And
I don't know, siguro mga 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I'm not exactly, I could not remember anymore.
But you did, kayong tatlo answer na ni Attorney David, no? Okay. With the ES, correct?
Yes.
In Malacanang, sir.
Dito niya pinuntahan eh.
Referring to ES Medaldea, not Deputy ES. ES Medaldea, sir, yes? Okay, just wanted to make that clear. Tapos, sir, regarding the Janet, no? Can the prosecution, right now, Janet is being held under detention because of the Sandigan Bayan cases, yes?
That's right.
All right. So if there is going to be a coverage and there is WPP provisional coverage na gustong ilipat sa safe house, which will prevail? The Sandigan Bayan or the DOJ?
My Attorney Stephen's interpretation is that it should be the WPP of the DOJ which should prevail. Sabi niya ganyan because according to his other supporters, lawyers din, magaling din, ay yung WPP's is a law. While yung which should prevail, sabi niya ganyan, over the rules of court na siya nang pinagbabasehan ng ating Sandigan Bayan.
Your opinion?
My opinion is yung kaya siya nag-file doon that he needs to have the authority or order or permission from the Sandigan Bayan. But I told him that I will have an open mind on your theory. I will study that. Kung talagang basahin mo niya, sabi niya ganyan, walang sinasabi dun sa WPP na kinakailangan doon ng order or sanction by the Sandigan Bayan justices.
You mean Attorney David telling you what to do?
No, it's just a academic discussion among good lawyers.
Of course. Okay. So just let's go back to ES Medaldea, just to be fair to you, sir, no? Because we did ask him kaninang maga if the meeting took place and if he gave, according to Attorney David, legal advice, and he denied it. And he said to us,
who denied?
ES Medaldea, sir. And then if I may quote, why would I give a legal advice to a lawyer for his client? If I were his client, I will fire him. But you did say the meeting took
Hindi
place.
naman legal advice yun eh. Actually, he talked to ES Medaldea to appeal my opinion that we could not, that we at the DOJ could not. He would want to say that since I am under the office of the President as a department secretary, he could appeal my opinion to the executive secretary. That's as simple as that.
All right. I mean, lawyers speak. So what do you call that action of the ES if it's not giving legal advice?
He was asked by Attorney David if he could overrule me.
Mm-hmm.
He said he could not because he is of the same opinion as mine.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's what he did. He went up to the Sandigan Bayan precisely to follow what you had said.
Precisely, and but it's not giving legal advice.
What is it, sir?
He is just giving his opinion.
Okay, all right, whatever. Sir, what is the basis, sir, of the this provisional, what are the terms of the provisional grant? 60 days, what else?
You are even during provisional coverage, pwede ka ring mag-ask ng security, pwede ka ring mag-ask ng food, transportation, but the other na the full coverage will not be given to you until and unless you have executed your affidavit and you have executed with the government your memorandum of agreement.
Okay, friendly reminder, MPC, we still have Secretary Roque.
Okay. Hi, sir. Wait lang. All right, sir. She's not going to be asking provisional, the government will not be granting provisional coverage of the WPP kung wala namang ibibigay si Janet, yes?
Of course.
All right.
Kaya pinilagay natin dyan, sinabi niyan, sasabihin ko ng lahat. Yun ang, we are expecting that, and if she would not fulfill that, kasi nagkaroon kami ng face-to-face niyan eh.
When?
Hindi mangyayari yun.
When did you meet her?
Mga 2 months ago. Yun ang nangyari sa amin. Wag natin yung mga detalye. Hindi naman kinakailangan yun. Basta nagharap kami, sinabi niya sa akin, I'm going to tell all, lahat ng may kinasasangkutan dito sa PDAP scam nito. Sasabihin ko lahat yan.
PDAF NDAP or PDAF only?
Hindi pa niya sinasabi. Basta sabi, PDAP. Malalaman natin yan pag nag-execute na ng affidavit.
Alright. So, sir, right now, the theory of you said before that it's not going to affect the cases in the Sandigan Bayan, yes?
Yes, that's
How
correct.
so, sir?
Huh?
How again?
Well, because it will only affect the new cases, if ever new cases that we filed. But the cases now pending, where he is now on trial, and he is being detained, she is being detained, hindi makakapektuhan. It will not change a bit.
Because?
Hindi mag-change eh.
No, but you can change the theory, yes?
No,
Because,
what
right
theory?
now,
I don't know what theory you're talking about.
theory of the prosecution, right now, sir, it's the ombudsman who is prosecuting Janet Napoles, yes?
When Janet Napoles will be put under the full coverage of the
WPP.
WPP and will file the appropriate case, it will be, we will not mind anymore whatever pending cases is pending against her. Doon lang kami sa papailan namin na bago. But as I told you, it will not in any way affect the current cases or pending cases against her.
All right, I'm going back to my train of thought. The OMB is right now prosecuting Napoles and other senators, no, in the Sandigan Bayan Divisions 3. And Ombudsman Morales will be retiring, yes?
Yes, I think in July.
Okay. So, given if we have a new ombudsman who may be open to what Janet may be saying to exonerate herself in the 3 cases in the Sandigan Bayan, the prosecution can change. Question: can the prosecution change the theory of the ombudsman such that she will not be the mastermind but just one of the players?
Well, hindi naman kinakailangang i-change na eh. Because sa ngayon, the cases he is facing are plunder cases. Pag plunder, sino ba ang dapat idemanda dyan? Hindi ba government officials? So, kung government officials ang ididemanda dyan, then si Janet would be just a co-conspirator. And being a co-conspirator, she is not the most guilty. Kaya, since she is not the most guilty, then she is qualified to be put under the WPP.
Okay.
Just one last, I'm sorry. So before she can benefit from the WPP, you would have to do something about the cases in the Sandigan
No,
Bayan.
I will not do anything. As a matter of fact, if this is contrary to the position of Ombudsman Morales, if ever we are going to put Janet Napoles under the full coverage of the WPP, and thus she will become a state witness, that coverage will be binding upon any in all courts, including Sandigan Bayan.
Okay, thank you, Joseph.
Good
Last 2 na si Virgil and Rose.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, paano po si Ben Harloy na-discharge na ba siya sa WPP?
Hindi pa po ata.
So, paano po yun? Whistleblower si Ben Harloy against Janet Napoles, tapos si Janet Napoles papasok din as sa Witness Protection Program. Hindi ho ba yun magbabanggaan?
Pwede magbanggaan. As a matter of fact, nagbanggaan na nga yan. When the Solgen filed a case for the release of Janet Napoles on the ground that yung testimony ni Louis is not credible.
So, sir, pwede pong i-apply yon dito sa halimbawang matanggap si Janet Napoles sa WPP, yung ganong teorya po, na hindi credible yung testimonya ni Ben Harloy against
Basta
her.
ang mangyayari dito, pagpalagay ng credible or incredible yung si Ben Harloy, magdidepende lang kami dito sa kay Janet. Siyempre, before we admit her, dapat ma-explain niyang lahat. O, paano itong kay Ben Hurloy na sinasabi? Yan ay, hindi ko masasagot niyan. Premature pa yan. But once we put Janet Napoles under the WPP, then we have to rely on her. In other words, bumilib na kami sa kanya bago namin siya ilagay sa WPP.
So, mawawala na yung believe ng WPP, ay ng DOJ kay Ben Harlow pag nangyari po yun?
That is yung premature yun eh. Hindi pa nangyari yun eh. Kasi lahat ng sasabihin ni Janet Napoles, lahat ng gagawin niyang ng affidavit will be assessed by the WPP, and that is the only time when we are going to decide whether to accept her or not under the WPP.
Virgin?
Okay. Sir, as we speak, wala pa siyang ini-execute na affidavit para maging part siya ng WPP. I mean, full acceptance.
Meron na po.
Meron na. Sir, itong affidavit niya is in connection with yung sinabi niyo last year that you will order a investigation dun sa PDAF and
Last
DAP?
year po, I'm sorry I could not answer that because the proceedings in the WPP are strictly confidential in character unless the Secretary of Justice order its release.
But this is in relation pa rin, sir, dun sa DAP at PDAF. Kasi sabi niyo last year...
Basta yung kanyang affidavit would be in relation to some violations of law by some government officials.
Okay.
Okay, Joseph?
Sir, okay. When you said that when Janet is covered fully by the WPP, yung relevance of her testimony will be binding to all cases, including the Sandigan Bayan. Tama?
Hindi ganun ang sinasabi ko.
Okay, ano sir?
Ang sinasabi ko is that once he is put under the full coverage of protection of WPP, that act of putting her as a state witness will be binding upon all courts, including Sandigan Bayan.
State witness.
Ngayon, as to the statement of Janet, that would be a matter of credibility. And hindi natin masasabi yun.
Alright. In the Sandigan Bayan cases, sir, can you downgrade the role that Janet Napoles played in those cases when you admit her as a state witness?
Downgrade. Actually, yan na nga ang nangyayari doon sa ibang cases, ha? But anyway,
No, isa Sandigan, sir.
isa lang ito, no? Para maging clear, no? Bago ka ma-admit sa WPP, itong basic, you should not appear to be the most guilty. In other words, hindi matatanggap si Janet Napoles if she appears to be the most guilty. Now, as between two conspirators, both almost equally guilty, one is guilty of inducement, while the other is guilty of direct participation or indispensable cooperation. Parehong principal yan. Ang ruling ng court dyan, more guilty yung principal by inducement. Example, kung ikaw ay nagbayad sa isang hired killer para patayin si ganun at napatay nga, sino ang more guilty sa inyo? Yung nagbayad o yung actual nag-pull ng trigger? Sabi ng Supreme Court, yung nag-induce, yung nagbayad. Kasi sabi ng Supreme Court, kung hindi mo binayaran, walang namatay. At the other one, as between two almost equally guilty, who is more guilty? The public officer or
The private
private person who has just finished high school? So, if I put dito lang mali parang may defecto natin na discover ngayon ng charges sa Sandigan Bayan sa kanya. Kasi ang charges dito is plunder.
Yes.
And plunder is a charge against government official. Kaya kung ikaw ay nasama dito sa plunder na ito and you are a private person, then you are just an ordinary co-conspirator. I believe that under the circumstances, the public official is more guilty. Thus, Janet Napoles in both instances could be put under the coverage of the WPP because she does not appear to be the most guilty.
Even if it's like, I think, conspiracy to commit plunder? Then yun
Kahit na. Yung sinabi ko na, conspirator, mere conspirator eh. Lahat naman yan, sila nag-conspire eh. Kaya sila nadidemanda as ng plunder eh.
Yes. So right now, sir, yung plunder is determined by the amount, right?
Right.
Correct.
So, isa lang.
So pwede bang bumaba yung amount na yun such that she can be freed?
Hindi pa pwedeng bumaba. Kaya kung 49,429,000. Ewan ko kung ba't yung kulang na 1,000, pinagbibintangan ng DOJ.
Okay,
Nakakuha niyan, han, when it was being counted by the people, by the staff in DOJ, naka-video yan. Nakita nila.
Okay, Joseph, thank you. Last question na. Joyce Pasio, DZMM.
Kaya kung 50,000, wag niyo gagawin 49, kung 50 million, wag niyo gagawin 49,999.
Secretary.
You must follow the law.
Secretary. Sir, over here.
Your left, sir.
Joyce Balancio from DZMM. Sir, what if hindi pumayag ang Sandigan Bayan to transfer Napoles to DOJ custody? And another thing, sir, reaction ninyo, sinabi po ng Special Prosecutor Edilberto Sardoval sa hearing kahapon sa Sandigan Bayan, there is no such thing as provisional coverage sa WPP. It's either denial or admission.
Okay. First, this is the unang question. What if hindi pumayag? Then you go up to the appropriate court. You have until the Supreme Court to raise the issue, and the Supreme Court will be the final arbiter. Ano yung second? The second is yung kay Ombudsman, Special Counsel, sinabi niyang ganyan that there is no such a thing as provisional coverage. Itong Article 5 ng IRR. Article 5, Types of Admission. Section 1, Regular Admission. A witness who has submitted or complied with all indispensable requirements and such other additional documents required by the implementor and whose application has been approved shall be granted regular admission. Section 2, Provisional Admission. A witness who has complied with all indispensable requirements for admission but lacks the additional requirements required by the implementer may be granted provisional or conditional admission. So, it's very clear eh. Kaya yung iba sinasabi, wala naman niyang such animal as provisional admission. There is such an animal.
Sir, may looming revamp daw sa palace and mostly among cabinet secretaries. Are you confident, sir, na hindi kayo masasama dun sa mga pwedeng matanggal?
Yung kay... actually, with respect to this resignation, alam mo yung resignation yan, nagpatong-patong din yung gusto magpa-resign sa akin eh. Unang-una, yung nag-umpisa dyan, yung kay Kerwin. And then, hindi pa natutuyo yung kay Kerwin, sinunda naman itong kay Janet Napoles. But before this, mayroon na nakisaw-saw dyan, yung mga nadagdagan ito mga politicians eh. Gawa ng yung isang congressman dyan sa House, nang malaman yung aking anak ay tatakbo doon sa kanyang distrito and will fight their dynasty. Suarez, yes. Binanata na ako. And of course, yung iba, nung sabihin kong hindi ako tatakbo, puta, hindi pala mabakante itong DOJ. Kailang, sumama na tayo sa pagbomba dito. So, yun ang nangyari. Kaya everybody, but, sabi kong ganyan, nakakausap po na ating Pangulo. And I could not feel that whiff of no trust and confidence from him. But, and besides, there's no reason why I should resign because wala naman akong kasalanan. But even if wala akong kasalanan, if the President says so, o yun nga, nakaramdam ako na kulang na yung pagtitiwala sa akin, mabilis pa sa alas 4, resign tayo. Sa pul, yan ang sinasabi ko. Hindi ako kapit tuko sa pwesto.
Okay, thank you. Last na, final na talaga, Jeneline.
Hello, sir. Sir, balik lang tayo dun sa meeting. Sir, sino-sino po yung nasa meeting dun sa palasyo?
Meeting?
Sir,
Hindi.
yung kay David.
Actually, hindi naman meeting yun eh. Pumunta lang dun, meron lang kaming meeting doon. Pumunta lang si Attorney David. Nakikiusap kay ES na kung pwede na baliktarin yung aking yung aking position. Hindi naman pumayag si
Sir, nandun kayo sa meeting, kayong tatlo po.
Nandun kami. Hindi nga meeting yun eh. Actually, nakatindig lang kami.
Okay.
Sir, Sir.
Jeneline.
Sir,
meron akong meeting kaming iba. Ba't dumating itong si Juan? Hindi naman namin alam na darating yun eh.
Sir, sino po nag-request na makipagkita sa inyo? Si David po ang nag-request.
I think bigla na lang siya dumating doon eh. Palagi naman malimit naman yan sa Juan eh. Malimit naman yan sa Juan eh. Since the beginning, malimit yan dito sa palasyo eh.
So sir, you don't see anything wrong with the apparent palace intervention in the Napoles case?
Intervention?
With such consultation with the ES especially?
Hindi nga consultation yun eh. Gusto niya i-overrule ako ng a seeming representative of the Office of the President. Kasi ayaw kong pumayag na kukunin ko lang si Janet Napoles dun sa kulungan at ilalagay ko sa WPP. Hindi kako pwede yan. Mag-file ka ng motion sa Sandigan Bayan. Ganun din ang opinion ni ES. Yun ang ginawa niya.
So sir, how will you address speculations that the government is apparently forged a compromise deal with Napoles and Sir dito?
Sorry.
Sorry.
How will you address speculations that the government has forged a compromise deal with the Napoles camp and you're giving her special treatment just to pin down your rivals?
Well, malila yan. Mahalin lahat yan. Actually, sila ang lumapit and I believe that justice will be done if Janet Napoles will be allowed to speak and tell the whole truth about this. Kasi napakarami ng panahon nagdaan, pero kung matatanda ninyo, di ba nung panahon ni Secretary de Lima, na kayo mismo, I'm sure that some of you are asking that the next batch of accused or respondents be filean ng kaso. Tapos mag-press release si Secretary de Lima. Next week, lalabas na yung second batch. Next week, lalabas na yung third batch. Hindi na po lumabas yun. Kayo, tandaan ninyo yan. Alam kong, palagay ko, you could still remember that.
Okay, thank you, Jeneline. Thank you, Justice Secretary Vitaliano Aguirre II, Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque. Secretary Roque.
Well, few more notes. The President yesterday, March 19, presided a special meeting of the National Security Council Executive Committee in Malacanang, which ended at 3 a.m. this morning. The President issued the following directives. 1. The President directed the creation of a task force for Mindanao IP convergence to address the plight of the indigenous people of Mindanao. 2.